Okay, so our lab setup is ready. So this is our lab topology. Let's start to configure these devices one by one. In this video, we will configure server 1, server 2, DMZ switch, PC1, PC2, PC3, attacker PC, and Active Directory. In the next video, we will start from HQ firewall to configure. Now, the IP schema, we already know these details. LAN subnet is 10.0.1 and the gateway for LAN subnet will be 10.0.1.254, which we will assign later on to the HQ firewall Ethernet 1/3. So PC1, 2, 3 and attacker gateway will be 10.0.1.254. For server 1, the gateway will be 10.0.4.254 and for server 2, 10.0.5.254. Later on, we will create two sub-interfaces on HQ firewall under 1/4. So that's why we will make a DMZ switch Ethernet 0/0 interface as a trunk. And also we will create two VLAN 40 and VLAN 50 in this DMZ switch. Okay, and the Active Directory IP address will be 192.168.100.230. So I mention all these details here. Let's start to configure. So we will start from PC1 and this is the IP address, subnet mask, gateway and DNS. So let's go to our lab and let me click on PC1 and let's click here and the password is test123. Okay, and the default user is administrator. So let me log into this device. Okay, and right click here. This is window 11. Go to network and internet setting. Okay, and after that we need to go to advanced network setting and go to more network adapter option. You can go from any other place as well. Click on the interface and click on the properties. Uncheck IPv6 and go to IPv4 properties and type here 10.0.1.1 255 255 255 10.0.1.254 8.8.8 and 1.1.1 is the DNS. Click OK, click close, and now the IP address is configured. Okay, next what we need to do, let me close this one. Go to more adapter network option. I believe I need to go to firewall to disable if you want. Otherwise it's okay, no need, but in case window firewall, okay, they say you cannot open from here. So let's right click here and go to network connection and let's go to control panel, and if we can open window depender and go to turn off, and it's better for test purpose in the lab, so we will not face any issue, and close this one. So PC1 is ready with the IP address. Let's go to PC2. Okay, so these are the Linux Lake. Right click on the desktop. Okay, either you can click here, it's up to you. So you can click here and go to okay, we need to go to task, no, network manager is here, and click properties and use static IP. So 10.0.1.2 255 255 255.0 and gateway is 254 and DNS 8.8.8 1.1.1.1 and click OK and click connect, and we are done. Let's go to PC3, right click, go to network manager. Okay, go to properties, use static IP and it's 10.0.1.3 255 255 255.0 and gateway is 254 and DNS 8.8.8.8 1.1.1.1. Okay, and click OK and click connect, and we are done with these three PC configuration. Let's go to attacker. This is Kali Linux. username is Kali, password is Kali, and hit enter. Now in the Kali PC, what you need to do, you can click here. You can go from many places anyway and go to setting, and there is advanced network configuration. Click on the wire connection, click on this gear icon, okay, and go to IP4 setting, change this to manual, click add and type the IP address. So as per our setting, 10.0.1.20, okay, and it will be 24, and gateway is 10.0.1.254. so this is the gateway, and click here and click save and click close, and let's go to terminal and verify. So type fconfig, and here we can see 10.0.1.20, and here is. So let me close this one. So 4 computer we configure. Next we need to configure this server 1. Okay, so click on server 1. As I said, this is tiny core. Click on the control panel, go to network, and here type the IP address. So 10.0.4.1, and gateway is okay. 8.8.8, 1.1.1. Okay, so 10.0.4, and it's okay, and click apply, exit. Okay, but there is a small thing. If you go to terminal, let's verify the IP. So IP address is okay. However, when you restart this tiny core, so the IP will be removed. So what you need to do for that, you need to type this command, file tool.sh-b. So it will make them permanent, and we are done. So even if you restart this tiny core, so the IP will be still 10.0.4.1. This is the only thing you need to remember in tiny core, not on these. These are okay. Let's go to server 2, and again we need to go to control panel and go to network, and here the IP address we need to type 5.2. so the gateway is okay, 8.8.8, 1.1.1, okay, and click apply, exit, and from here go to terminal and apply file tool.sh.b to make them permanent. So these two servers are done. Next we need to configure this Active Directory, then we will come to DMZ configuration, DMZ switch configuration. So let's click on Active Directory, and again click here. The password is test123, and test T is in uppercase. Okay, these are the default password, okay, for all these devices. So now server 2016, what I need to do on server 2016, right click on this computer icon. You can go from many places anyway. Open network and sharing center, okay, and after that what I need to do, go to change adapter setting, okay, and click on this Ethernet, go to properties, and the first thing is uncheck IPv6, and go to IPv4 properties, and go to here 192.168.100.230, and gateway is 192.168.100.200, which we will assign to the firewall. And here is 8.8.8, and second DNS will be this server itself. So 192.168.100.230, and we are done. Okay, close this one, close this one. Next we need to disable the firewall. For that we can go to window here and turn window firewall. So turn off this one, okay, and click close. Next is better to go to local server and make sure so the host is work group, okay, and there is real-time protection. Let's see is disable or enable. So the real-time protection is better to disable them for test purpose, so you will not get any issue, okay. And here is, so let me drag this one and click close. Okay, next change the time zone. So time zone, we need the Riyadh. Okay, you can set them as per your setting. Click OK and click OK. Next, so window firewall is off, remote management is enabled, remote desktop is enabled, NIC teaming we don't need, the IP address we configure, we change the time zone. Okay, and what else? Yeah, so this enhanced security is already off, you need to make them off. Okay, and window update is better to change them, advanced option. Okay, there is a setting to change this one, so it will not download the updates because we don't need the update right now. Okay, otherwise it will disturb your lab. That's it, this few setting you need to do, and we are ready. This system is ready, so our server is ready. Let's go back. So we configure PC1 and turn off the firewall, then PC2 configuration, PC3 configuration, then the attacker configuration, and after that we Active Directory IP configuration and firewall and other stuff, then server 1 configuration, and apply the file tool.sh to make them permanent, server 2, and apply the file tool .shb to permanent. And now coming to the last thing, which is most important, the DMZ switch configuration. Okay, so open this DMZ switch. Okay, later on it will we will use them. So let's go to switch and enable mode, and after that go to config T and change the host name. So the first thing we need to change the host name, which will be DMZ switch. So I change the host name. Next, let me create two VLAN 40, which is server 1. So let me give them SRV shortcut, name SRV1. Similarly, VLAN 50, and give me server 2 name. After that, okay, now we need to assign the interfaces. So let's go to our lab. So 0/1 will be assigned to VLAN 40. This is VLAN 40. Okay, and this 0/2 will be assigned to VLAN 50. These two interfaces, and this interface we will make them trunk. So let's go to interface Ethernet 0/1. Okay, and description is connected to SRV1. It's better to give them description, and type here switch port mode access and switch port access VLAN 40, because we create two VLAN. Okay, and no shutdown. Okay, and let me clear the screen. Next, the interface, it was, let's go back, this one, E0/2, and description is, if we have description previous one, so description is server 2. Okay, and switch port mode access VLAN 50, and no shutdown, and exit. Okay, let me show you. Do show VLAN brief. So what we create VLAN 40 and 50. We give them the name server 1 and server 2, and we put these interfaces, assign them to VLAN 40 and 50. Okay, next we need to make this interface, which is connected to firewall, as a trunk to carry the traffic for all VLAN. So interface E0/0, and description, you can type description. It's better to give them description connected to HQ firewall, and type trunk. Okay, so this is the description, and then switch port trunk encapsulation.1q, switch port mode trunk. Okay, and no shutdown, and we are done. Okay, and WR to save the setting. So show interface trunk. So the interface is trunk now, and show VLAN to check the VLANs. Okay, two VLANs are there with these interfaces, and that's it. So now our devices are ready. Server 1, server 2, DMZ switch, PC1, PC2, PC3, attacker, and Active Directory, the basic IP address configuration, and we are done, and we verify as well.